just looking back at the Mackerel Islands story from last year's trip. I'll tell you what, we have caught some pretty good fish at this place in recent years.
We have, and it's amazing. My first time here was back in '84, being an old person that I am. I honestly don't think the fishing has got that much worse. It's still very good fishing.
It is still very good fishing, and there's a lot of variety. That's what we're enjoying about it. We are getting to catch a lot of different species of fish. Today we went for a shore fish and had a fantastic time catching trevally and queenies. The offshore fishing obviously is what it's famous for, and that's been firing too.
But I also think with the offshore fishing, it's got so many facets to it. There's the shallow water reef fishing, there's the deep water bottom fishing, and there's the pelagic fishing, and it's got everything for a keen angler, a sports fisherman, or somebody who likes to eat a good feed of fish. So yeah, but as I say, I just can't get over how it's staying as good over 30 to 40 years.
Yeah, look, I've been coming here for probably nearly as long as you, not probably as often as you in the early days, but yeah, I remember our first trip here, we struggled to catch a fish because we didn't really know what we're doing. But now I look at our recent trips, and almost every day we go out, we have a day to remember. You know the sort of stuff I like to do. I end up throwing lures around in the shallows a lot for trevally and mackerel and queenfish, and that just excels every time. Yeah. But as you said, then you've got the guys that want to go out and troll and pick up mackerel that way and other pelagics. Then you can push out a bit deeper and do your bottom fishing. Daryl Hitchin, who loves this area, is an anchor and burley, swears by it and gets quality bottom fish in 15 to 20 metres. You've got your other guys who go out deeper, 90, 100 metres, you know, pick up lots of reds and gold band. And then you've got your guys that can go out deep dropping and get those sort of bottom fish, you know, ruby snapper and that sort of thing. Not to mention there's also the potential of marlin and sailfish and that sort of thing if you want to put the time into chasing. There's really everything is covered here, and if you want to do it. It's
in such a small area. I know an area we've been fishing. You know, it's probably only 8 miles from the island,
yeah.
And we've got the choice of fishing on 15-metre anchor and burley stuff. You can troll through there, catch rankins and Spaniards. Then you're a little bit further out, you're fishing the 20-metre drop-off. Then it's not that far, probably another 2 k's, and you're in 50 metres of water. And you can do the deep bottom fishing, and you know, a lot of jigging these days, which is very popular. And I think I lost 7 jigs on the first day, but that was, we'll have to put that to bad angling skills.
We sure will. Another option that may pop up in coming years is the artificial reef idea, which is the idea of turning the oil rigs that dot the ocean around here into underwater artificial reefs, which would just add another aspect to what is already a fantastic fishery.
Yeah. The other thing I like is not just the fishing, but what you actually see when you're on the water, with the whales, the sea snakes, the sharks, the turtles.
Yeah. Boys saw dugongs today when they were walking around the island casting lures. They saw a dugong.
It just makes it all part of the deal. It's really good.
Yeah, no, it is a fantastic spot. And, you know, what better time really to come and explore it? We are blessed in WA. We've got thousands of kilometres of coastline, and much of it offers unbelievable fishing, and what a great time to be exploring this. Not that it's an ideal time in the world with everything that's gone on with the pandemic, but we're lucky in WA. Our isolation has worked to our favour, and we can still travel the state at this point in time, and there's some amazing places to fish, and what better time to explore and find these places, and there's not many better than here at the Mackerel Islands.
No, that's for sure. And you know, it may be a 2-day drive from Perth, but hey, it's only a 2-day drive, and it certainly is, it's part of the adventure.
And then once you get to Onslow, it's not far off at all. It's about 20k to get out here. You pull up on the island, you've got your own mooring, which is just a few metres off the beach. You can keep an eye on your boat from the cabin when you're not on the water. The cabins are fantastic, self-contained, everything you need. They do meals a couple of nights a week. We've got Wi-Fi, we've got phone signal, so we can do what we need to do work-wise or stay in touch with home.
Yeah, and I think boat-wise, you don't need a huge boat. I fish out of a 6-metre boat, and I find that well and truly big enough. you just got to be a bit careful around the reefs, but the moorings are great at the island. It can get a bit breezy, but the moorings are great moorings. And yeah, if somebody hasn't been here before, I reckon it's a bucket list place to fish.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, look, we can look at some of the fish we've caught this week. You know, I caught a nice coral trout in 4 metres of water yesterday. We've caught plenty of Spaniards, some big golden trevally. We've seen 3 sailfish just in 15 metres of water, so they're around. Recent weeks there's apparently been a lot of wahoo around, and we're seeing at the filleting tables, people are bringing in the quality bottom fish, the Rankin cod, the red emperor, the gold band, that sort of thing, are certainly being caught by those who are putting in the effort. It's
amazing how you learn new things. Last year, Darryl had this idea about trolling over the shallow water for the likes of coral trout and rankins, and we was quite successful last year and again this year. So that's something completely different, something we've never done before, and now it's become part of our thing. Trawling, deep diving lures, about 10-15 metres of water, and Rankin cod, absolutely love them.
You talked about the boats as well. When I started coming here, when you started coming here, you used to be able to get a dinghy. When you booked for a week, you got a dinghy, so you just fished around. There was still good fish caught then, and that was just in tinnies within a couple of kilometres of the island. Now, as you said, you know, you don't need a big boat. I'd say anything above 5 metres is pretty much, in most weather, going to be able to do the job out here, and you're going to have plenty of options for where you can go and what you can do in a boat of that size.
Yeah, that's
which means it's good for families.
Yeah, that's certainly for sure, because it's the actual view and where you stay is just incredible. To sit there on a patio and look out down over the nice sandy beach, over nice blue water, watch whales, and it's a great place for the family.
And of course, we often see fish busting up right out the front of the moorings. Not that anyone actually fishes out the front of the moorings, because there's so many other options. Yeah, the hardest bit here can really be deciding where to fish. You can pretty much go south, west, north and catch fish. So it really, a lot of it comes down to your preference, what the weather's doing.
I think you hit the nail on the head. What the weather's doing, so you get the breeze behind you on the way home. But whichever direction you go, you've got lots of options to do what you want to do. Yeah,
and as close as Sandy Cay, which is just,
as we found yesterday,
a couple of kilometres off the island. And if people aren't confident with boating, and we understand that, people who aren't experienced and are worried about going out and being on a mooring for a week, aren't used to that, then you have the option of the Seafaris like we do with Western Angler, where you come out with a group of guys, you're all together, you come over as a group, you're generally fishing as a group, you're on the radio to each other if there are any dramas, anything's needed. We had someone had their bilge pump break down this week, so we were able to get them another bilge pump. Just a good way of taking the stress out of it, especially if you've never been here before and you're not sure what to do. I mean, for us, it's easy to sort of think, well, we'll go here and catch these fish because we've been here for a while. But if you're a newcomer, that bit of advice and, hey, go and try this, or we can throw them some coordinates.
Yeah, that's the thing, because if you just come here by yourself and you got to learn it all, it's a bit hard. On a sea safari, we have people that will help you. We give you some spots, but give you the general idea. And as long as you've got the general idea where you're going, it's not hard to work it out. And most people can do that from a little bit of a chat, which we don't mind doing.
No, that's for sure, and there's plenty of time for that at the end of a day's fishing.
Yes.
We can all sit around the table like this and have a chat and talk about how good things have been, can't we?
We can.
Cheers, Korg.
Cheers.